Gambling is about big money and good luck, and it's one of the favourite targets for hustling. We set up a casino night and invited a bunch of real people to come along and play. Alex and Paul are here to put their hustling skills to the test, and we've got our cameras in position to try and catch them turning the odds in their favour by using gambling devices. Whatever our boys are doing seems to be working. In one evening they managed to take the house for £1,600. They rake in the chips at the roulette table and they beat the dealer time after time at Blackjack. The technology seems to be giving them the upper hand, but how exactly?
This is one of the most advanced blackjack systems in the world. It has several components. The most important one is the entry system, because with this hidden underneath the clothes, I'm able to tell the computer everything that I see. Now, it may receive just values, but I can also put suits into here as well. Now, the way that we've played it here is something called the big player scam. A bunch of players are sitting at every single blackjack table in the casino, and every one of them has one of these hidden under their clothes. This is strapped to the small of the back, this is underneath the clothing, and they're coding using binary everything that they see. So one click here is for an ace, so that's ace, that's 2, that's ace and 2, that makes 3. 1 plus 2 is 3. It's complicated, but you get used to it, and after a few months you're very fast with this system. So this player's sitting there, not doing anything unusual, playing straight blackjack, but secretly he's recording everything that he sees at the table, and the computer is waiting for an advantage. And when it spots one, it gives me a signal. I then give a signal to the big player who's walking around the casino with a bunch of money.
I just have this in my ear, this little earpiece, which communicates via Bluetooth, and I wait for the signal from Paul, which in this case was Paul rubbing his collar. What that does is it calls me over to the table. Now, the moment I get within range, I get the computer talking to me, and it tells me what the count of the shoe is. So if it's a very high count, I need to know how much money to put down, because I will vary my bets depending on how favourable the shoe is to us.
Now, the system is advanced enough, it doesn't just tell Alex that it's a high count, it'll actually tell him exactly how to play. So if it's memorizing every single card that goes into the discard tray and then maps the shuffle so it knows where those cards are distributed, it can actually say, play box 3 and 4, maximum, one of them's going to get an ace. And it's stunning how accurate this can be. In fact, when I've been doing this, it's been very hard not to giggle when you see aces hit those hands, exactly what the computer tells you.
12 will split the aces.
I guess I'm going to have to split the aces.
29.
So technology can help crack blackjack, but it can also help a hustler beat a game that should be unpredictable.
How do you beat the game of roulette? It's pretty simple. All you do is you have to calculate the speed of the ball against the speed of the wheel, using a fixed point on the tub, the roulette tub, and a fixed point on the wheel. You then have to put the calculations together, make a prediction, and then make as many bets as you can around that prediction. Sounds pretty complicated, and that's because it is. There's two people involved. Probably the most important one is the one who spots the wheel.
So that would be me in this case. What I'm doing is I'm wearing this on my person, and I have on the end of this wire, I've got a little button. Now, this would usually be sewn into my suit, right about here at the cuff, so I can reach it very easily. So my job is to stand quite close to the wheel. I don't have to play at the table, bearing in mind that Paul and myself appear as strangers at the roulette table. So I'm looking at the wheel and I'm timing the speed of the wheel as it goes round from a fixed point. Once the computer is satisfied that it's got the speed of the wheel and the speed of the ball, it gives us a calculation as to where it thinks the ball might drop. Now, that information comes to me via Bluetooth earpiece that I'm wearing, but it also, more importantly, goes to Paul, because Paul's also got one of these PDAs in his jacket, and he's also got an earpiece in his ear. So he gets the number as well. And within 4 seconds, he's got to lay a lot of bets down. So that's actually quite tricky.
You have to remember that each one of the numbers on the wheel, they're not consecutive, so you don't get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The numbers are actually laid out so that in order to get the number 25, in our case, I had to lay out 9 numbers that were all over the table before the dealer calls no more bets.
No more bets.
So, by measuring the speed of the ball against the speed of the wheel, the computer predicts a number the ball will land on.
25.
But as well as betting on that number, to allow for a margin of error, the hustler spread bets on the 4 numbers either side of that on the roulette wheel, but he has to be quick.
It's really not easy to do, and it takes years of practice and real experts to make a system like this work without getting caught by the casino.
No more bets.
If you would go to somewhere like Las Vegas, they do have a law that says you may not use a device to aid in your decision making. And that law will put you in jail if you carry any of these devices into the state. However, here there is no specific law, so it's a cloudy issue. But the truth is, if you get caught with any of this in a casino, you will have an argument on your hands.